Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Work with Sangeeta. She has a worksheet on her father. A worksheet, those of you new to the work, is a way to identify and question the thoughts that cause all suffering in your life. And Sangeeta's father is in the hospital. She is standing at a window, and he starts waving his arms and for her to get away, and she is angry with her father. She is terrified with her dad because he continues to make angry faces at her. That's her number one. And oh my goodness, what she's seeing, her father is angry. That's the way she interprets it, is the way she sees it. And I'm so glad that you have tuned in today. Let's take another look with Sangeeta as she takes another look. And welcome to the work. Those of you new to the work is self-inquiry, it's meditation. It takes stillness and focus. And let's do the work. Hello, family. Hello, family. Those of you new to the work today, this community, together, we identify the thoughts we're thinking that cause all the trouble in our life, all the depression, all the anger, all the misunderstanding, the confusion, the fear. We identify the thoughts in our head that are running in those moments where, we're not doing so well. We move those thoughts from our head to paper on what I call a Judge a Neighbor worksheet. There are 6 questions on it. It's a meditative process. Like, he said he didn't care about me. Okay, so in that situation, how did I react? What happened when I believed the thought? We identify what we're thinking and believing. We move it from our head to paper onto that Judge a Neighbor worksheet, and then we do self-inquiry with it. It's alone work, even though in this community we all hang in together and sit in the practice. Waking up to reality. And in that, waking up to reality, to understand this world, the one running in my head, waking up to that, opens me to an understanding beyond that. All the noise, and I say that respectfully, all the noise, the thoughts running and the tears running, the anger running. Beyond that, into clearly the experience of what matters. Not as a theory, but as an understanding. And what is that understanding for me? It is to realize that life is a gift without opposite. Life is a gift, other than what I'm thinking and believing on those occasions. Life is a gift. And on those occasions, I move it from my head to paper, and it gives me a life filled with understanding, connection, all the things I wanted all my life, to be in the face of other people's fear and understand. Not too good with words, but boy, these Judge Your Neighbor worksheets. Sangeeta, you have a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet filled in, sweetie? Okay, honey. So what is the situation, and what did you fill in for number 1? Those of you new to the worksheet, again, has 6 questions on it. So what did you write in for number 1?
I wrote, I'm upset/terrified, because there's a little girl in me that's terrified as well. The adult in me is upset. So I'm upset/terrified with Dad because he continues to make angry faces at me, even in the hospital when he's sick and having coughing attacks.
Oh boy, honey. And what is the specific situation where this is going on as you describe it?
Yeah, I was standing outside of the curtain and I was just looking out the window. Just looking out the window. It was a nice, beautiful day. He didn't want to have the light in. And then he looks at me and he's like, come on, like don't be out there. And it's like that's kind of how he communicates with
Yeah,
me, kind of
yeah,
making angry faces. And I got, like just like,
yeah.
um, yeah, I just always jump when he makes those faces, and I would love to never do that again.
In that situation you just described, be there now. You saw it in your mind's eye. What, you're looking out the window and you turn around and he's doing all that stuff as you described. Look at him, close your eyes. He has an angry face. That is an angry face. You could be right. Check it out. Is it true that your dad has an angry face? Look at all his gestures, everything. That's an angry face. Is it true?
It feels true.
Oh, it would, because you're believing it. So get still. This is truly an exercise in stillness, not to change your mind, but to double check and double check. How old were you? Was it recent? Was it years ago? Recent? Okay, we're all still little girls or little boys. Anytime we're fearful or hurt, that's an ageless thing. So just be, open your mind, look at his face. All of those gestures, but look at his face. He's angry. Notice how you react. What happens when you believe the thought? He makes angry faces at me.
I'm just not present. I'm just totally not present. I'm confused, shocked, and defensive.
Anything else? Bitter?
I was just looking out the window. So I started defending myself. Dad, I'm not staring at anybody. I'm just looking out the window. And so I just get really defensive in that situation, and always confused. Like this,
Yeah. So that's how you react when you think the thought, Dad makes angry faces at me. So get in touch with that. Look at what you say, what you think, those images of past, future, even nanosecond future, like it's,
yeah, that lots of future moments are like that. Lots, ever since I can even remember, just always being scared of his faces.
yeah. Okay, honey.
And maybe taking it personally, perhaps taking it personally like it's about me.
That's what I'm getting, that you've done something wrong, and he's angry. And I mean, I'm assuming that's what you were thinking because that's what you've written on your worksheet. Dad makes angry faces at me. So stay anchored right there. Notice how you treat your dad when you think the thought, he's making angry faces at me.
Annoyed, I get annoyed, even though I'm there to help. I have a tone after that, kind of, like a little edge, annoyed edge with him. I get defensive. I try to explain myself, like I'm just not in my peace. I'm just anxious and irritated.
Yeah.
And what comes up is, why can't you just let me be? Can you just let me be? Just let me be who I want to be. And why do you keep trying to tell me what I should do and not look at and what I should look at? Like all that just volcanoes.
Ego just in the past, in the past, in the past, in the past. He's never going to change in the past. He's doing it again. Okay, continue to look at him. He's saying, don't be there. Get out of the window. So look at him without the thought. He makes angry faces at me. Look at your dad. You looked out of the window. Not a crime. Look at your dad. Look at his gestures. Look at his, just everything you described. He's making angry faces at you. Is it true? And remember, all of you sitting in this, the answer is either yes or no. This is an exercise in stillness. And the ego wants to justify and talk about it, but no.
What
He's
comes
making
as
angry faces at you.
what comes is that he's making angry faces at his thoughts about what he thinks I'm doing.
Yeah.
What he thinks I'm doing, I'm not doing. And I don't actually even know what he thinks. I think he thinks I'm staring at another patient. I don't know. That's the logical mind trying to figure out. But
So what you've said makes a lot of sense.
he's making angry faces at the thoughts that he's believing about what he thinks that I'm doing.
Yeah, so that's about him. It's about him and trying to spare his daughter from being hurt. He's making angry faces at me. And that last thing I said, could be. Now look at your dad again. Without the thought, he makes angry faces at me.
Mhm. No, I can't absolutely know that that's true now.
Now notice your reaction to your father when you're believing the thought, he's making angry faces at me. Notice your treatment. Notice you turn into your mother, you turn into him, you turn, just maybe not quite as obviously, but in your own way.
Yeah, I become less than compassionate. Like I get out of my compassion for the reason I'm there is to support him, and then I'm out of it. And I'm
Yeah,
in the story of the past that probably hundreds of times I've had the same.
yeah. He's making angry faces at me. Turned around, he's making fearful faces at me. In other words, let's find an opposite for angry. Anger is a mask for fear.
It could be that
You'll always be his little girl. It doesn't matter what, his job as father is to protect. That's the identity that you're there to see your father,
in
see
that
his daughter.
what you just said, I can see that there's a guy in front of him who's very, very, very ill. He has his current clothes because he doesn't want to see him. And I think he thinks that I'm seeing him. And then perhaps it's a protection. Like, come back here. Come back here. Like, don't be there. Don't witness that guy suffering because that guy in front of him looks like he's suffering, but he looks like he's in bad shape. So
So your dad has to act very quickly to protect you from that moment that is happening or about to happen, or he's sparing you from seeing anymore. My dad makes angry faces at me. My dad makes fatherly faces at me. Maybe not someone else's father, but that's how your father protects you. And he's got to move fast because He's going to spare you from seeing that guy in pain. Your father's making angry faces at you. Turned around, my father is making protective faces at me. Which feels truer to you?
I can tell you that making protective faces at me makes me feel more freed of the upset. And it makes me just like look at all the umpteen times I called it anger, but from him, it's protection.
And look who he's up against. You're very strong. Sometimes hard of hearing parental suggestions and advice.
All my whole life, I was a rebel. Yeah.
So he's got to be pretty obvious to get through to you, to support you, not to see what could be painful for you to see in his mind.
And see that who I have been my whole life to him is like a black sheep, somebody who doesn't follow the normal path. So perhaps in him, in
It's really scary for a father trying to protect their daughter.
yeah, wow, I couldn't see how this could be transformed in my mind. I couldn't see it.
Well, it's the truth that sets us free. I've heard that, occasionally all my life. It's the truth that sets you free. What do they mean by that? Well, you are certainly the answer to it is the truth that sets us free. We've moved from an angry father to a protective father. The way your ego is imagining his face to be growing up with him as a father, you were rebellious. Not easy to really listen to your father as he's fathering, attempting to father.
Mhm.
My dad makes
Perhaps
me
that little that maybe that little girl in me kind of confused anger with protection and just kind of melted it into one because that's all she that simplified it.
all
And
that little girl knew is he's in my way. He's trying to stop me from doing what I want.
mm,
And how do we react when we believe the thought? We wait until they're asleep to do what we do, or when he's at work, and all these little, we don't want to see that. Okay, honey, in that situation in the hospital, what do you want? What do you want your father to think, say, feel, or do in that situation?
I want dad to relax and be laid back. I want dad to stop controlling me and focus on his own health.
So you want your dad to relax and be laid back. How do you treat your dad when you believe that thought?
I give him lectures about how he should be relaxed.
Familiar?
I protect him. I try to protect him.
Wow. I wonder if he thinks, why is she so angry? I'm just trying to. I'm in the hospital and she's angry.
And telling someone to relax who's keeps having coughing fits and shortness of breath is, how do I say this? Um, it's kind of obvious. It's not like he doesn't want to relax, but that his body is reacting the way it is to.
Yeah, he'd rather protect you than be happy. Than be healthy. It's It's like with parents, it's just second nature. We've been doing it so long. It's our job. And arguments break out and power struggles and that's how it's part of growing up, part of fathering, part of daughtering, part of I need him to stop controlling me and focus on his health. So be there now in that situation where you believe he's making angry faces at you and turn it around in that situation. Get really, really still. Look at your father in that situation. Hear his words. Look at him. He's doing his thing. So live this turnaround as I turn your turnaround, as I turn your thing to a turnaround. I want me to relax
Want me to relax and be laid back
and stop controlling him
and stop controlling him and focus on his health.
Now you have your job. You have someone that's listening, and that's yourself. Now live this turnaround. Be there now with your eyes closed. I don't want him to relax and be laid back. Let him go. Just, you know what he's trying to save you from. Just turn your eyes away from it. Turn toward him. I want me to relax and be laid back.
Because my peace will transfer to him.
Exactly.
But not if I'm trying to control him.
No, now you've got two of you playing the same game. And it's the game of I love you and I'm I want to do it my way and I'm here to help you and he's there to help you and it's yeah, love. Love's a beautiful thing. It's like, who are you without the thought I want him to stop controlling me and focus on his and for me to focus on his health. I want me to stop controlling him and to focus on my health. Those turnarounds are so powerful when you're healthy. It spreads across the entire family. Healthy of mind.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now get really close. Look at your dad when you're believing the thought. I want him to relax and be laid back. And he's not. Look at him. Look at the effort it takes for him to get through to you. And he still doesn't.
Feels like a selfless act when we put it in the context of protection. That he leaves his own peace in that moment to attempt to rescue
To father,
her.
the rescue. To spare his little pumpkin. Let's look at 3. And let's go back to 2 again. I don't want him to relax and be laid back. So just witness him trying to spare you. I don't want him to relax and be laid back. It gives you opportunity to really look at how hard he tries and what he has been through to get your attention over the years.
Is our way of getting my attention, which is difficult to get. my obedience, which is which I rarely ever give him. Mhm.
And he's still hanging in on what could be his deathbed. He's still hanging in. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Love really is the power. Let's look at 3.
In this situation, dad shouldn't stress about small stuff. Dad should be more gentle. He should be more self-aware. He should be kinder to me.
He shouldn't stress about small stuff. What was going on was small stuff. The thing he was trying to spare you from seeing, that's small stuff. Is it true?
No, it wasn't really small stuff. It was a man suffering and barely being able to breathe and suffocating on his own saliva. It wasn't small. To me, I was just looking at the window, but to him,
So notice your dad is he's got that look on his face, and now you have an understanding of something else as a possibility, like worried, trying to spare you. That's been the life's trip, the two of you. He should stress about small stuff. Another father, no. But we're talking about your dad.
his capacity to care is so enormous that he stresses about small stuff. Whereas other dads may just let it go and let the other person figure it out, but that's not his way.
And in that situation with my dad, close your eyes and live this turnaround. Okay. He's trying to spare you, for all you know. He should stress about small stuff. He should not be gentle when you look back at your history and what it takes to be here for you to really hear him. He should not be self-aware. He's daughter-aware. And he should not be kind to you. That is his kind to you.
That just rewrites my entire story with him, my whole entire life story with him.
Never too late. And those of you that are doing mom and dad work, even if you've lost your mom or and dad, never too late. They live in you. They live in you. You know, I imagine Stephen's in the other room, so he's living in me. My mother's been dead for several years now. She's living in me. And if someone walks into the room, they live in me because they are who I believe them to be. So they're living in me. There's that person, and then there's the person as I imagine them to be. Whatever my ego's into that I have no control over. Like I'll say a word, do not give it a picture. I'll say the word, do not give it a picture. Banana. Did you see it? Word, picture. Word, apparent life. If you have a parent life without a name, it just. So let's turn this around, sweetheart, in that situation. Be there with your dad. Don't change anything. He's making all that but you know a little more about the look on his face now. He should stress. He should not be gentle. He should not be self-aware or kind to you. He's in dad mode. He does not want you to see that horrific thing.
Mhm. When you say he should not be gentle, there's an immediate aversion, but then comes an understanding.
When you look at your history, his history with you growing up,
I
he's
had a
pretty restrained.
I did some pretty horrible things that he never knew about, but he tried to protect me from, and his fatherly instincts were correct, and I was involved in very inappropriate things in high school. Only looking back, the poor guy, oh, if he only knew.
Well, it's never too late to make it up, you know? Understanding, that's the power, and everything shifts in it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, be there with your father. I shouldn't stress about small stuff, meaning the way he expresses himself to get my attention
Mhm.
for what he believes is going to protect you.
It's almost like my past behavior has taught him to be like this with me, because I've never really been like this with him. I've never really been open and welcoming of his advice. I've always been like this. So that's how he learned. I've taught him to learn to be with me. Because he's not like that with my sister, who is very much open and please teach me, Dad.
Yeah, you've been your daddy's handful. Kept that guy on his toes.
Yeah.
Oh, he should not be gentle or self-aware or kind to me because he is being kind to you. His brand of how he knows to communicate with you, unlike the way he would communicate with his sister, with your sister.
Mhm.
So now live this turnaround. I should not stress about the small stuff. And that is the way your dad communicates with you. I should be gentle with him in that situation, continue to live the turnarounds. I should be self aware and father aware and kind to him and kind to me.
That feels so much more expansive than the other.
And more like you. Let's look at 4 in that situation. To be happy, what do you need him to think, say, feel, or do for you to be happy in that situation?
I need Dad to not show me so much anger and upset. And I need Dad to not try to control me and just let me be.
He's showing anger. Look again. Is he more desperate or angry? Is he into save my daughter mode from being hurt by life? Look at him. Is he angry or just trying to get through to you, save you, spare you? How do you treat your dad when you think the thought, I need him to not show me anger and upset? So, witness in that situation. You can see how rebellious you were in high school. You know, that's how you react. And in the hospital, notice the familiarity of how you react. Because the ego has all that evidence behind it. It may not have been valid then. as we look at your father now through clearer eyes, more open eyes. Look at him without the thought, I need him to not show me anger and upset. So let him be. You're more aware now. He's trying to spare you. And just really look. Look at his face. Look at his arms, his hands.
The funny thing is that when he makes these faces, they only last for like 2 seconds.
Well, they sure lasted longer than that in your head.
But in me, they last for an eternity, it feels. In 2 seconds, it's not so bad. But when it's seared in the mind,
Yeah, well, is that fear or anger that he's on his face?
I can't know for sure what it is, but it's something, a combination of fear, protection, maybe some anger, but I
You
don't
know,
know.
when my mother would get, when my mother would get just wild with us, just out of control, we had really done things that frightened her.
Mm,
Not be home on time after dark. You know, I could go on and on, but and my my father would just stop speaking, give me the look, which was terrifying. And that was just the look. Your father's got stuff rolling on his face.
very clear things rolling out.
You know, he's seeing images of the future, and boy, what he's looking at, he sure doesn't want his baby girl having to see and live with. Yeah. And same thing through high school. So read for taking it in, turned around, for me to be happy.
For me to be happy. I don't need dad to not show me anger. In order for me to be happy, I don't need dad to try to control me. No, how do I
Stop trying to control me.
stop trying to control me? I don't need dad to stop trying to control me and let me be,
Yeah.
because I can be happy outside of that.
Even though his intentions are good. Yeah. To understand him is to see, you know, anger is a mask for fear. And sometimes people look really angry and they're just frightened.
And he had a lot of reasons to be frightened for me. He was right. I was wrong in that situation growing up.
Yes,
So
something you can share with him that just extraordinary from where I sit.
mhm.
Finally catching up with your dad. So another turnaround to be happy in that situation. I need me.
I need me to try not, I need me to not control my dad and let him be.
Yeah, let him be. Let him be in that fathering position of all he knows to do with you. And he better do it fast and hard in that situation because it's a matter of just seeing something, glancing at something that he doesn't want you to be stuck in your head or frightened, be frightened around.
Katie, my whole life I wanted a dad that was wise and loving and just gave me wisdom, meditative, and I resisted his fathering always. But life presented me a person who gave his own fathering in his own way, in his own wisdom that showed up for him. He came from India when he was 18, experienced tons of racism, and he only knew how to protect. He may not have had Buddhist language, he may not have had, what I wanted, but he had protection, and I resisted it, and I fell hard a lot of my life because I didn't take the protection.
Yeah.
So I did have a wise dad in the bigger picture of totality. I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
It's a complete unraveling of the whole story.
Yeah. We think it should look a certain way, like in the books or in a movie or something, but no, there's an expression I think of looks can be
Deceiving? Looks can be deceiving.
deceiving, yes. And this looks like one of those cases. Like you imagine him as being angry, and sometimes fear looks that way. It actually is, but it doesn't in this situation. It is fear. He's trying to spare his daughter. And you can ask him about it. Next time you talk to him, you can ask him about it just to double check. Dad, and when you're in the hospital and I was at the window and you waved were you trying to spare me from seeing that man that was in so much pain? Is that what you wanted? Is what was going on in you, Dad? And then listen. And then you might share that you get it. You finally get it.
That you're a good protector in the way that you know how, with the tools that you have. I
Or
know
you
you did.
just might say, I'm just a tough customer and you've dealt with me well. I finally get it.
Mm-hmm. You're the toughest customer.
Because it's you that's shifting. He's the same. Consistently. Could be he doesn't want you to experience situations that he moved his entire family away from to protect. That's amazing. It's a big deal. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. At homewithbk.com, let's do the work.